Hello and welcome to the Sweaty the Farmer and the news. We bring the top 10 best news of the internet in a digestible top 3 just for you. This is a weekly show where we discuss some of the most important news in the gaming world. I am the learning gamer as the Sweaty.
And I am Lucho the Farmer. Thanks for coming together this week to talk about some relevant news.
Some relevant news.
My throat betrayed me.
Alright, fair enough. So in the docket we have AMD RX 6000 reviews are out. That's the new AMD graphics card. The Internet Archive new flash library is a nostalgic goldmine. And finally, the Game Awards nominees for 2020. So, what is the conclusion after AMD put out his competition in the line against the new RTX 3000 NVIDIA graphics card, my friend?
It is not a simple conclusion.
Clearly.
It is basically that if you don't care about the RTX,
Yeah,
this is better.
correct.
Like AMD
And cheaper.
is better.
And cheaper.
Relatively.
Relatively.
Not necessarily.
Well, all right, fair enough.
They're not cheaper. Also, they're not competing. Like the three new SKUs of AMD graphics cards are not competing directly with the NVIDIA ones.
All right.
Like you have the low tier and then you have the two more expensive ones.
Yeah.
But they are closer in price, and it's a lot of people are saying that they are using the 6800.
Yeah.
Like, since it is not that cheap compared to 6800 XT,
Yeah.
it's probably in use to push people to buy the highest tier one. It's basically pulling an old school Intel move to push people to a higher tier.
Of course, yeah.
And they're not competing, not in pricing nor performance directly with NVIDIA. They're kind of falling in the gaps.
Oh, yeah. All right.
But if you don't care about RTX, AMD is better. If you care about RTX, NVIDIA is still better.
Correct.
But what basically most of the reviewers are saying is that this is just... So NVIDIA is in second iteration of ray tracing technology.
Correct.
And this is the first AMD iteration. And they basically made up a lot of ground with this new generation.
Yeah.
So the previous one was basically
That is the 2000
completely
generation.
trash.
Right?
Yeah. So the previous generation was completely trashed by NVIDIA.
Yeah.
And in just one generation, basically in 1 year,
Yeah.
now the current 6000 series of graphic card
Yep.
can be performance-wise compared to 2000 series NVIDIA card,
Correct. Yeah.
which gives hope for a lot of people that maybe in the next iteration of AMD cards, GPUs
They
will have an actually competitive scene, like one-to-one trading blows in RTX.
Gee, that'll be interesting to see. I was expecting more from this delivery, like because
no,
the strength.
no one was expecting more, really.
Really, I was expecting more because of the new ramping, the new exclusive video RAM technology for fast creation. That was the interesting part that I saw.
Sure, but that's why it's beating NVIDIA in 1080p and high refresh rate.
All right, so
If that's what you care about, yes.
Oh, all right.
Like the fast memory, the whole bigger cache, that helps that.
So they just need to catch up in ray tracing. That's it.
Like one of the biggest, quote unquote, features right now is ray tracing.
Yeah.
And now that consoles are going to get ray tracing, we're
it's
going to
gonna
see more
get
titles.
a lot. Yeah, it's gonna
getting
be
support
a lot more in the
because
spotlight. Yeah.
Like it or not, the console market is bigger than PC gaming.
That is absolutely correct. It's sad,
So-
but
It is not sad. It is what it is.
It is what it is. All right.
It is what it is. So now that consoles are getting RTX, we're gonna see a huge push from developers to support RTX.
Yeah.
So right now, like now we're gonna see a lot of titles coming out RTX, and then at that point is when AMD needs to catch up.
Yep. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like most, I don't know if experts, but like people who made reviews, they were not expecting this generation of AMD GPUs to like crash NVIDIA.
All right. Yeah.
Because they knew that this was the first ray tracing iteration.
All right. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So yeah, but now high refresh rate 1080p, even high refresh rate for 4K.
Yeah.
AMD is better.
Oof. So,
but NVIDIA just beats in
ray tracing.
In ray tracing, and it offers like another couple of like fast rendering and stuff like that.
Yep.
That makes just things look more beautiful. And I was also reading that basically AMD GPUs have been trashed for the last couple of years. There is poor support for this technology, like engine-wise, from developers.
So you mean like there is
I mean that most engines are optimized for CUDA, which is NVIDIA.
Of course, yeah.
Basically, one of NVIDIA's multi-threading, the GPU multi-threading computing things.
Correct, yeah.
That's actually also true for professional application, like not only gaming, but like most. I mean, I don't know about professional in like content creation, but like professionally, like scientifically.
All right.
Scientific support.
Yeah.
There is way more support for like taking advantage of like CUDA multiprocessing.
Yeah, even when I do these videos, the naturally the software will give me the support like by default almost.
Yeah, and like all the software has like a generic way of doing it.
Yeah.
But it is in the background optimized for like CUDA.
Yeah, correct.
So NVIDIA AMD needs to basically sand around the edges of how rough it is for them to catch up to, like basically years of like developers optimizing engines for CUDA, not for AMD, not for like AMD's proprietary fast computing cores.
So if you were gonna predict the future in this race, you think like next generation will start getting...
I think if we are gonna see, like I don't know if NVIDIA will be able to, but if it is gonna happen, it's gonna happen next generation.
All right.
Because for next generation, I mean, from the pre-generation to this one, it was basically a year, more or less.
Yeah.
So like in a year time, if they keep up the pace, and AMD is getting the money to just pour money into GPU development.
Yeah, into changing their minds of the developers who use their technology.
Not only that, but like developing their own technology, which is still like a little behind.
Yeah.
So if they do it and they just keep like basically what they show now is that they can catch up. Now the next generation needs to show that it's competitive. Like actual competitive.
Cool. So they can do it. They just show us
they just show that they can produce GPUs that are not complete trash. Which was basically 5000 series.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It was just trash. Pure unalterated trash. It was like no one was was using, and like this series of course is still based on big data technology. And there were big doubts about the technology itself. And
yeah.
So they just show up that they can make it work.
Man.
That's why it was big news. Not for the release itself,
but because they're capable of like actually getting
because what it means for the future.
So they need to like get ray tracing properly, and kind of like convince the developer market to get in their technology by parts of it. But I think the first step is actually putting in terms of raw numbers and that sort of stuff.
Actually putting
the raw performance out there against NVIDIA. Yeah, they're pretty like even in this benchmark, they're actually pretty close.
They are pretty close for the most part. That's for sure. It's just that when never enable anything with RTX or anything CUDA related, it just gets completely trashed.
And they had to work in the technologies.
Yeah, but I don't know, like my experience in scientific computing. I haven't seen anyone using anything
AMD.
else than NVIDIA, like CUDA cores, for the last 5 years.
Yeah, even to the point that it was like, it was famous that when the Bitcoin were going big, there was a point when there was a dry up of all the graphics card from the last generation NVIDIA because they were using it for encryption just because. So that will show you that how much market does AMD has to like get in and penetrate in.
But people are excited because they're seeing kind of the same like what happened with third generation Ryzen.
Yeah.
Like on CPUs, third generation Ryzen was not really competing with Intel processors.
Yeah.
But they showed that they could do it. Like that they had technology that could work.
And it
was super raw for everyone who adopted. Like it had a ton of bugs. Like there were compilers that were not working on AMD.
All right.
CPUs and stuff like that.
And then they come up with the Ryzen 5. Yeah. And destroyed.
And basically Ryzen 1 was just, it was rough, but it just showed that they had the technology. And Ryzen then with when they changed from Zen 1 to Zen 2, which is Ryzen 3.
Correct.
Third generation Ryzen.
Yeah.
Then is when the competition got in.
Oh.
And that's what people are expecting now for GPUs. That this is
we can do it.
First iteration of ray tracing.
Yeah.
we have hopes, but we'll see. We need to see your next iteration and now see it.
All right.
The actual competition. So it's really exciting. Like even if it is not like go out and buy AMD GPUs right now.
Yeah.
It is exciting for the future.
Yeah. Because right now the best processors are AMD right now. So there you go.
Across the table.
Yeah, across the table. It's absurd.
Across the table.
Yeah. So that's the same hope that we have for the graphics card side.
I mean, we need to see a competition.
They can do it. Show you that they can do it. Anyways, for news, the big internet flash library, where all the flash games went and got compiled into one big library. So in your younger days, how many flash games did you play, Lucho?
A ton. It was super popular, like early 2000s.
Yes.
Like mid 2000s.
Yes, 2000s.
It was absurdly popular.
Correct. We saw a ton of very like it was the viralization of stuff in back in the day. You got viral by doing a flash game very popular. I can remember the stick figure fighting ones. That there were animation and then the dude just make a game about the stick fighting games.
Yep.
That was one. And I remember there was like a ton of a small game that you play on the flash between classes and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I remember like golf, like golfing games, like a lot of sports kind of games.
Correct. Yeah. And we're like platforms. There was like cool platforms games with very cool ideas. Like I remember like playing a platform game and you go running with like I remember it was like a ninja or something like that, and then you get different powers and stuff, and like you like very elaborate. So this came about because you know that Adobe has had the plan last year of just like stop any Flash support or any Flash stuff because of security reasons, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they changed it to animation, which is now the platform, which is a lot more secure, but it's basically a redo of the Flash idea from the ground up. So nothing is compatible with the old Flash files, and you will lose a lot of stuff, and it doesn't have the flexibility. Yeah.
I mean, now sometimes you have to wipe everything and just...
Yeah. There were like, I remember there was an entire website just dedicated for Flash games, man. I think there still are.
I think in high school, yeah, I learned how to use Flash.
There we go. Yeah.
They had to do Flash animations and
everybody
things.
learned action script, man. Some point.
Yeah. That was it was super popular at the time.
So and it come about, and these dudes like compile all the old popular Flash games into one website, and it's there for you to go and it's crazy. It has like a lot of the classic game, the stick figure games and all that sort of stuff. And it's important. It's important awesome. because they're part of the history of gaming, man.
Right? Yeah, I mean, it is part of the history of the internet.
Yeah, it's part of the history of the internet. It's worth preserving. I think that's the big thing here. That
if nothing else, just for reference.
Yeah, for like, oh look, back in the 2000s.
I remember.
Yeah, and like this is what the birthplace of a huge game, which is RuneScape. RuneScape came out by the idea of like these very cool RPG, small contained Flash games that were doing in the internet, and then they did RuneScape, and now RuneScape is super big, super stable apparently after years and years, which like surprised me every time I hear news about that game.
Right, it's still healthy.
Yeah, it's still healthy,
it's a
still working.
MMORPG.
Yeah, and it has like, they have versions now. They have like the new version with all the updates they've been doing 2 years, and now they have like
and they have
a
like
classic version.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember I never got into RuneScape, to tell you the truth. And I remember seeing I tried
RuneScape multiple times.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, me neither. I tried once.
Maybe I was too young to get into it, because it is a lot of like self-directing game. It just
which is
do
hard.
whatever you want.
Yeah. When you're young.
Which when I was a teenager, I didn't have the
discipline or the
drive to
be
do whatever I wanted.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but yeah, super interesting. This is being contained with all those classic Flash games.
This is awesome.
And since the one that I remember more is the stick figure fighting games that were super violent, full of blood. It was super cool, especially for a teenager in back in the 2000s. So there you go. We have an archive Flash library, part of the history of gaming, part of the history of animation, because there was a bunch of animations in Flash too. Weird stuff, weird games. So if you wanna see a piece of the internet, you're welcome to go and check it out, right?
This is pretty cool.
Forever conserved. Anyways, and for the last news of today, we have coming in the Game Awards 2020, directed by the very ingrained in the industry now, John Keeley.
Yeah.
And we have nominees for Game of the Year. So let's start, Lucho. Animal Crossing, Doom Eternal.
It's super popular.
Yeah, super. The same as Doom Eternal. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah. What do you think about the
I don't think a remake should make Game of the Year.
Game of the Year? Yeah, that would send such a bad message to the industry. Even if the game is super good, like the game is super. I've seen gameplay of it. It looks super good, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Yeah, I know. Ghost of Tsushima. That's the new RPG, samurai style game. Beautiful game. Very cool in the story-driven RPG. But yeah, so artistically, I will give it to Ghost of Tsushima. That game is beautiful. Hades, which is the new from Supergiant Games. Great game developers. I haven't bought Hades. I'll probably buy him soonish because I want to play. I play from them. I play, of course, Bastion, which is the first game that they did. Very small indie company. And I play Transistor, which was the next thing that they did.
Hades apparently super good.
Apparently super good. Everybody was like super praising it. The system was.
I don't think they will win. Because
it will be amazing if they win, man.
No, they won't. It's an age, you know.
Yeah, I know. But if an indie game wins Game of the Year,
they're not an indie game.
By now, they're no longer an indie company. Yeah, by now, no. Yeah, in Bastion and Transistors, there are even the industry is still.
Transistor,
the industry
Bastion
still,
for sure.
The industry still treats them as a small developer studio.
I mean, they're a small studio, but they're not no indie studio by no means.
All right, fair enough.
Like it's the same as saying is an indie studio. Not really. It's a small studio, but
not an indie one. It doesn't qualify for Lucho. All right. And finally, The Last of Us Part 2, which is a big controversial Naughty Dog sequel to his Game of the Year of last year, which was of 2018, which was The Last of Us.
Probably Doom Eternal or Ghost of Tsushima will win.
You're going for those two? Doom Eternal, Ghost of Tsushima? I would love for Hades to win this. It's actually very surprising that they're even qualified for it, which is what the buzz in the internet is, that they're actually qualified for Game of the Year. That's the big surprise. Like, that's the huge achievement for them.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna win.
All right, we can have hope. If it was up to me, I will give it to Hades, but I'd probably say Ghost of Tsushima, even if
either that or Doom Eternal.
What?
Either that or Doom Eternal.
Yeah, Doom is great. Like, I have the first one, the one before this one, and the game is super fun. And I've seen footage of this one, the sequel, and is more Doom Eternal, better. They polish a lot of stuff, so big improvements. But yeah, if I was gonna give it to one in realistic, it would probably be Ghost of Tsushima, but right behind them, Final Fantasy VII and The Last of Us 2.
I really don't think and hope that they want you to
a remake
Final Fantasy. Yeah, it's not.
Definitely not. All right, best game direction: Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, and The Last of Us Part 2. This is for game director. This category is weird. Like, how do you...
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, I know, right? Is the game working? Is the game good? Is the game tells a cool story? Then you should change the category. It's weird. This category is weird.
Game direction.
Right, I know.
Yeah, that's so weird category.
We don't know. We will say, I don't know. I will say Half-Life Alyx, just because it's a great game.
I'll say Ghost of Tsushima because they're probably gonna win a lot of things.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. The next category, best narrative. 13 Sentinels, I just dream. No idea what this game is.
No idea. Never heard of that.
Never heard of this game. Final Fantasy VII, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and The Last of Us Part 2. Apparently the story from Hades is very good.
The story from Hades is very good. Yeah, I have heard the same thing. And that the characters are very
really cool. Yeah.
Interesting and engaging.
Yeah. So, Ghost of Tsushima, the thing is, like, Final Fantasy VII cannot win because we already know the story.
I mean, it is nominated, so it can win.
It shouldn't win because the story has been already.
Okay, that's different. And I agree with you. That's different.
Yeah, it's just like, the performance was better, or the pacing was better than how many years ago was this? 10
Many
years ago? Yeah. And that
Probably
will be,
Last of Us.
well, Last of Us 2. The things like Last of Us Part 2 was very controversial in terms of what he was trying to do with the story. And I get what the director was trying to do in the story. He was trying to punch people in the face and teach them a lesson about revenge and stuff, but it was not well received by the critics. That's for sure. In terms of the story, that's the most criticized part of Last of Us Part 2. So I don't think they will win this category. I will probably give it to between Hades or Ghost of Tsushima.
I don't think Hades can win this year.
You don't believe, Lucho? Believe!
It's a good game. They're not gonna win.
Alright, fair enough. So who will you give it to? 13 Sentinels I just ring because we don't know what it is.
Not The Last of Us.
The Last of Us, alright, fair enough. Best art direction. Man, Final Fantasy VII is everywhere. Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisp. That game is spectacular. And The Last of Us Part 2. I hope that Ori and the Will of the Wisp wins because the art in that game is absolutely beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's a niche. It's niche, I don't think.
Ghost of Tsushima has amazing cinematic like art, like picturesque.
Probably Ghost of Tsushima is gonna win this one.
And the art direction of Hades is the same art direction of Supergiant games, in my opinion. Right? The difference is like
it is the same style.
Yeah,
sure.
it's the same style. Yeah, that's my point. Which is an amazing style, but I don't know if I will give it to them.
It is the same as Ori, in my opinion. It's very niche style.
Too niche.
Yeah.
So in The Last of Us Part 2, it's fine. It's a post-apocalyptic world, very cutely depicted, very well depicted, but
Probably Ghost of Tsushima is gonna win this.
I will agree that the same. Probably Ghost of Tsushima should win this category. Best music. Doom Eternal music is
The same games.
excellent. The same games. Ori and the Wild. For me, I don't know. I will be between Doom Eternal and Ori.
Doom is gonna be
Doom? Alright.
Yeah.
The metal wins.
Yeah, not because I'm a big metalhead, but it was
You
praised.
look like a big metalhead, Lucho.
I do look like one, but I am not. I assure you that I am not. But the soundtrack for Doom Eternal was highly praised.
Yes, it's
Across
very good.
the
Very
industry.
cool soundtrack. Absolutely agree.
So I wouldn't be surprised if choral music goes to them.
Yeah. Best audio design. So this is sound effects and that sort of stuff. Doom Eternal, Half-Life Alyx is the new. Resident Evil 3, that's the remake. Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us. I will be between Half-Life Alyx and Doom Eternal. Like the sound design from the Half-Life franchise is always very cool.
Yeah, maybe Doom, but I don't know. I don't know this category.
Yeah, I will love for Half-Life Alyx to win this. All right, and best performance.
Oh, Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey, right? 100%.
Because she's Jaina. And I don't care why she got nominated.
Because she's Jaina. That's it. Everybody, what I heard in the internet is like everybody was saying that Laura Bailey is gonna win this category.
Oh, I mean, no disrespect to the other nominees, but
Yeah.
she's such a huge name, and yeah, like I heard parts of her performance in The Last of Us, and it's really good.
She's an amazing voice actor.
She's an amazing voice actor.
That is that, and like I watch Critical Role, and she's super cool in there too. Even
she's
surrounded with all this. Yeah.
That's all I need.
Yeah, she's super cool. So, and the new, like the extra, the interesting nominee here is Najee Jeter as Miles Morales in the new Spider-Man Miles Morales, which was one of the launch titles for PS5. So yeah, cool. Best of luck, Laura Bailey.
Yeah.
The games for Impact. Alright, so this is a bunch of games that I've never heard of again. But apparently they are for good causes, so I have no opinion on this.
Yeah, I haven't heard any of this game.
Correct. So we have no opinion. Best ongoing game. Lucho. We have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Call of Duty Warzone, Frontline, and No Man's Sky. Everybody's saying No Man's Sky deserves to win this category, but Fortnite is a difficult.
It's either Call of Duty or Fortnite.
What is Destiny doing here? Go back home, Destiny.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So yeah, you say you agree with the internet?
That No Man's Sky deserves it, probably. Yeah. But probably who's gonna get it? Probably Call of Duty or Fortnite.
Yeah, I'll say the same.
That's it.
Best Indie Studio. Carrion, that is the creator from the Phobia game. Fall Guys Studio, Metatonic Devolver. Hades, Supergiant Studios. You see, they still think they are an indie studio.
Nah, they're not.
Spelunky 2 from Mousmouth, and Spirit Raptor for Tony Ludo's game. I would say that between the Fall Guys and the Hades dudes.
I don't think of them as indie anymore.
I know, but the industry still does.
I don't think they do, really.
But they're here in this category. You can see them.
They just needed to give them more stuff.
Fair enough. Best mobile game. Among Us, Call of Duty, Mobile, Genshin Impact, Legends of Runeterra, that's the card game, and Pokemon Cafe Mix.
No one can ignore the billions of dollars that Genshin made.
I know, right? I don't know. For me, it's between Genshin and Among Us, but I don't know. Genshin Impact is a heavyweight if you put it in any situation. Best community support: Apex Legends, Bungie, Destiny 2. What is Destiny 2 doing here? Fall Guys, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and Valorant.
None of them.
None of them? Everyone.
Just community support is always Warframe.
Give it to Fall Guys.
No, it is always Warframe. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's always Warframe. Where is Warframe? Right, I agree with you. Warframe always wins this. I think because they always win, they didn't nominate them.
Get out of here. Game Awards, you're drunk.
Innovation in accessibility. What is this? Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Grounded, Hyperdot, The Last of Us, or Watch Dogs Legions. I have no opinion in this category.
It will be interesting to see what innovation.
Yeah, what they
brought to a table to get nominated.
Fair enough. Best VR game: Dreams from Media Molecule, Half-Life Alyx, Marvel's Iron Man VR, Star Wars Squadron, and The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. I will give it to Half-Life Alyx.
I'll probably Half-Life will probably win. It made a huge impact when it came out.
Correct. Best action game: Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Nioh 2, which is a Souls-like ninja samurai game, and Streets of Rage. You say what? Doom?
Doom or Hades?
Yeah. Half-Life Alyx is a good game, but it's not a super actiony game. I
don't think. I wouldn't think of
like the combat and the shooting in the game was great. It was very good for being a VR game. But
I don't know if I'll call it an action game.
Correct. Yeah, I agree. Best action adventure: Assassin's Creed, Ghost of Tsushima, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order, The Last of Us Part 2.
Wow.
Hard competition there.
Yeah.
That category is brutal.
It's a tough category. Yeah.
I heard very good things about Miles Morales' Spider-Man.
Yeah, the same. That's what I was thinking.
Right. The
And
only
it was
weak,
super popular.
yeah, the only weak candidate for me at least is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. But no, that's the Fallen Order. That's not the Rogue
It's Fallen Order.
No, that game is good too.
Yeah.
So man, we don't know. It can be anyone. All those games are very good in that category. Best role-playing game: Final Fantasy VII, Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royal, which is the version of the game that comes with every single thing in the Persona 5, Wasteland 3, and Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Give it to Yakuza. Those games are freaking insane.
Those games are amazing, but nobody believes that they're gonna win. Category.
Of course, no one does, but
Because they're weird RPG game. They're amazing, but they're weird as balls.
Probably like
In this category,
if I were a betting man, Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I know, right? Best fighting game: Granblue Fantasy versus Mortal Kombat 11, Street Fighter 5, One Punch Man. There's a fighting game of One Punch Man, and Under the Night in Bird. So we haven't seen anything about One Punch Man, Under, and Granblue. It's always between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
To me.
But Street Fighter 5, it wasn't that good when it came out.
No, it was with a lot of criticism for the microtransactions and stuff like that.
Yeah. Anyways, we don't know. I don't know. I will give it to Mortal Kombat 11. It's the only one that I've heard good things about.
I don't follow
Fighting game, yeah.
fighting games.
Best family game, my friend: Animal Crossing, Crash Bandicoot 4, Fall Out Guys, Mario Kart Live, Minecraft Dungeons, and Paper Mario. The
Probably
original.
Animal Crossings.
Man, I would love to give it to Paper Mario.
Animal Crossings.
All right.
It was huge.
It was huge.
That's the end of that.
All right, this
discussion.
is your category, Lucho. Best sim and strategy games: Crusader Knights 3, Desperados 3, Gears Tactics, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and XCOM Chimera Squad.
Dude, Microsoft Flight Simulator was apparently amazing and brutal on the hardware.
Correct. It's apparently an insane game, and apparently it's supposed to win this category.
Yeah,
Best
I'll love to get to XCOM, but that's because the next iteration of my favorite mobile game is apparently gonna be like a mix of gacha and XCOM like.
Oh, that looks amazing. That sounds amazing. I will play that.
The gameplay looks really good.
I will play that for sure.
I'll send you eventually.
All right, that's the next iteration of Gris Frontline to be exact, right?
Yep.
There you go. If that's the gameplay, I will play that game, man.
The gameplay looks like XCOM.
I love XCOM. I play all the XCOMs.
XCOMs are super fun to play.
Yeah.
I suck at them, but they're super fun.
Yeah, correct. For the sports racing genre, we have Dirt 5. Please give it to Dirt 5. The games are amazing. I love rally racing. Is the only sports genre that I love. I love rally racing. And Dirt.
I love Formula.
I love rally racing. And Dirt 5. In Dirt, I have Dirt 1, Dirt 2, Dirt 3. The 4 I didn't have money to buy it, and this is the new one that I will like to buy. And I love the rally racing stuff. So I would love to give it to Dirt 5. F1 2020, I don't know, I haven't heard much about it. I know that, for example, for FIFA 21 and NBA 2K21, they're terrible games, apparently. But
I mean, they're not terrible. They're just the same thing that they have been for the last couple of years.
But the big surprise here, apparently, is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
I think that one may win.
Yeah.
Like, it got a lot of traffic on the press.
Yeah, apparently they're very
because
good.
it hit the nostalgia.
Yeah.
All millennials like us who at some point play
right in the field.
Tony Hawk's. Yeah. So
best multiplayer: Animal Crossing, Among Us, Call of Duty, Fall Out Guys, Valorant.
Hard hitters in this category.
I will be between Among Us and Fall Guys.
Animal Crossing dude. Animal Crossing was huge.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. We don't know. No opinion.
I mean, I believe that it's in between those three. I'll probably give it to Among Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Best debut game: Carrier, Mortal Shell, Ragi, an ancient epic, Rocky, and Phasmophobia. I've heard about Phasmophobia, and I heard that Mortal Shell is a great game too.
I have heard that Mortal Shell is great. That's the only one that I know from this selection.
There we go. It's probably Mortal Shell. Content Creator of the Year. We don't know any of these people. Yeah. Best esports game. Right? Call of Duty.
Method.
What?
Method.
What?
Method. I'm just joking.
Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Fortnite, League of Legends, and Valorant. I don't know. Counter-Strike is always super solid multiplayer esports game. It's been for years. League of Legends this year for League of Legends wasn't that good. I don't know.
Isn't Fortnite like on Big 9? I don't follow Fortnite, to be honest.
I have no idea, but apparently it has a big competitive scene.
Any of them, I really...
Best esports athlete. I don't know any of these dudes.
I don't know any of these people.
I know Showmaker from League of Legends. And
I don't know any of them.
He's fucking good. So sorry for me swearing, but he's very, very good player. The rest, Best esports team: Diamond Gaming, which they win worse this year for League of Legends. Dallas Empire for Call of Duty. San Francisco Shot for Overwatch. G2 Sports for League of Legends. They were the runner-up. And Team Secret. I don't know.
I don't know. None of these are games that I really follow.
Yeah, I will be for G2. They're a great team, but Diamond just crushed worse. So there you go. Best esports event: Blast Premier Spring European Finals, CSGO, Call of Duty League Championship, IMK twice, 2020 for CSGO, League of Legends, the World Championship this year, and Overwatch League Grand Finals.
But there's only one answer.
What?
The World Fairs for the Mythic, right in WoW.
That is correct. I agree with Lucho.
Best esports.
And finally, Best Esports host. Siege's reported Machine Richardson, Golden Boy Mendes, Dash Patterson, and Xavier Van der Gier. I don't know. I don't know. Any of them. It's fine.
Any of them.
That's
they all sound the same to me.
That is the categories for the Game Awards 2020, my friend. And
there are a couple of interesting categories.
Yeah, and a couple of cool nominees. So
yeah,
best of
I'm
luck.
happy to see Hades in a lot of them.
Yeah. Best of luck to all of them, and that is it for this episode.
For the news.
Yeah.
That's all for this week's news with the Sweaty and the Farmer. My name is Lucho, and you can find me on Twitter at Luis G. Polanco.
And I am the London Gamer. You can find me on Twitter at the London Gamer and on Twitch on twitch.tv/LondonGamerTV, where I stream Mondays to Fridays. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. Tell everybody that we are like a newspaper, but in a very cool and better form and more modern. Tell your parents that you're actually reading newspapers, quote unquote, but hearing the people. And do everything social that help us with the content. Thanks for coming to the Sweaty, the Farmer, and the news. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.